Welcome to Have Travel Memories YouTube show. I am Paul Stadden, your host. Thrilled to be talking to you again about travel, the travel industry. Really cool stuff here with the Haverfields of Have Travel Memories. This week, I am joined by Jason and Jodelle. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff coming up that you're going to want to take part in, as well as some updates on the industry. So we're talking to Jason about the update on the Israel trip. We'll be talking to Jodelle about some updates on cruises and the cruise that she has coming up, as well as some really cool stuff about the golden age of flying. But first things first, the updates on the Israel trip, because some dates have changed. And Jason, I'm really curious because we've talked a lot about these cool trips. They're still going to be happening, right?
Yeah, so if you've been following some of our previous videos, especially from last year, we've talked about Israel. And we had our first trip that was scheduled for next month. But because of issues with Israel and their borders and the amount of travel that was going on there, there was some uncertainty. So what we decided to do is to just take the exact same trip that we have already on the books, but moved it to 2023. So the dates are now March 7th through the 16th, 2023. It is the exact same tour. We have the same, we have the new brochures. So all the information is updated on the website here. So we just decided that was the way that it was going to work out to be more beneficial to people that wanted to go. We do have one couple that is going to stay on the original trip, which is actually quite exciting for us because they are going to get a chance to go with a different group, and they're leaving in just a few weeks. And so when they come back, they are excited to share their experiences and their pictures. So we're going to have that we'll be able to learn more about their experience this year, as they will be seeing the same Holy Land Classic tour that we will be seeing in March of 2023. So again, we do have digital downloads of the brochure. So if you want to get some information on the HaveTravel-Memories.com website, or you can email me directly at jason.haverfield@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to send you this brochure that's got all the information. Stephen Franco, our friend here in town that we've talked with before, he is still a part of the tour that'll be going next year, and his bio is in this brochure as well. So it's going to be great. You can take a look at it, get involved. We'll get you registered. And so we're very much looking forward to March of 2023 for our new Holy Land Classic trip to Israel.
Wonderful. Well, we look forward to putting up more information about that. Again, you can email Jason at jason.haverfield@gmail.com to get that digital brochure. We'll put that email in the description below so that you guys can make sure you get a digital copy. Thank you so much, Jason. We appreciate it.
You bet. You know, and maybe I should just mention one more thing. The price on these tours are all inclusive. And one great advantage, one thing that ETS Travel, who helps put these tours for us together, one thing they mentioned to me is that we're seeing inflation on the rise. But because they have set the price, which is just a little bit more than the original, depending on what inflation does, this could still be quite a deal by 2023. So it's very beneficial to look into it and to get registered now. And no matter what the future holds as far as the price of flying and touring, it is an all-inclusive price that will be set and locked. So I just wanted to mention that. So anyway,
wonderful.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Jason. We appreciate it. So make sure that you go to the website, the Have Travel Memories website, folks. Email Jason, get your digital brochure, and of course, go to etstours.com to watch some of those videos that they have put up about these trips. Really, really cool being able to see all this stuff. Thank you so much, Jason. Now, Jodelle, you had some interesting stuff happen to you with a cruise a little while ago. We did an episode about this, and you have another cruise coming up. So are you nervous about it? Can you kind of give us an update on what's going on?
Yes, it's a little bit stressful to travel nowadays. Going on cruises is stressful, largely because things are just ever changing. It's almost like a little roller coaster going up and down. You think you know what it's going to be, and then all of a sudden they change a protocol. For example, if you recall the first cruise that I was denied, I had COVID, but I was unvaccinated. And I had gotten approval from a supervisor to cruise as part of the 5% unvaccinated because I did have the antibodies. Then the cruise line decided they wouldn't accept the antibodies, but I still had been approved as a travel agent, travel advisor to be able to go ahead and go on this cruise. But I didn't get an email to that effect. So when I got all the way to Fort Lauderdale and got to the ship, The third party denied me boarding, and so that was a wasted flight. It was very disappointing, and part of that was my fault for not getting things in writing. But the second time I got denied was just recently. It was the 1st of January, first part of January, the 3rd to be exact. When I went to get my COVID test, I could only get it the day we were to fly out because of the holiday. So the pharmacy that I go to, my test came up positive. And what's interesting is that I had done a home test the day before, and it was negative. So then the next day, I was really surprised when I came up positive, and that was the end right there. I have a copy of it with me right here. This one, January 3rd, and it says right here, this is what it looked like.
Right.
It cost me $185. I get my test from the pharmacy. I have a pharmacist that does it. I'm willing to pay the extra money just to be sure.
Right.
But I think you cannot count on those home tests because they won't get you on the ship, and sometimes they're not reliable. So anyway, the changes in the cruise industry just shuffle around all the time. Each cruise line has their own. They're doing something different. For example, Carnival is going to continue on with the masks, where Norwegian and Royal Caribbean and Celebrity are making the masks now optional. I even just heard today that Carnival is actually allowing unvaccinated people to cruise. The circumstances are very, very strict. If you have had COVID within 90 days and you can get in writing that you have had it and you've recovered, it's been at least 10 days since you had it, then you can cruise. We have some great trips coming up. As I said, I've got a river cruise coming up in May. It's a Danube River cruise. It's a charter. It is a once in a lifetime type of trip. During that trip, we're going to see the Oberammergau Passion Play. We're going to go from Budapest to Munich. If you're not familiar with the Oberammergau Passion Play, it is an absolutely marvelous experience. It gives you the chance to see the villagers in this city are the ones that put on this play. It is spectacular. It is about the Passion of Christ. How it came about was at one time, the bubonic plague was killing people. Just like we're going through a pandemic and people are dying, they were going through the bubonic plague. And they prayed and asked the Lord if he would spare their lives, that they would not all die of this. And after that, not one person died. And so to give thanks, they vowed that they would have a passion play, Remembrance of Christ, every year. And they did that every year. And then eventually they started doing it only every 10 years. It's always on an even year. So in 2020, when we originally had this river cruise, it got canceled. And so we were able to move it to 2022. They are going to perform the play in 2022. It will be a marvelous experience. Our host is Phil Swartz. He has made this trip several times, and he has personally put together the tours and everything that we will be doing. So that's what makes this such a special trip. It's a charter. It's a once in a lifetime. We have a few cabins left on this ship, and I am going to have Phil as a personal guest come and do a podcast with me next week so that he can tell you exactly what you'll be doing on this river cruise and why it will be such a marvelous experience, a once in a lifetime experience. So we're looking forward to that. We also have the Pioneer Woman Tour. That is a tour. It is right from Fort Walton Beach. It is to the Pioneer Woman in Oklahoma, and then we're going to go on to Magnolia in Texas, the fixer-upper people, the Barnes, Joanna Barnes. We're going to visit her as well. So that will be a great tour. It's a bus tour. It will be a lot of fun. We also have steamboating with the American Queen that I have. That is going to be a lot of fun. That's from New Orleans. That's in September. You'll be able to see these, some of these on our website. You can also call, get more information. In October of this year, we have an Alaska cruise, of which Jason will be a part of. And then also in October, there's a New England Rails and Sails that will be a lot of fun. In 2023, as Jason said, there's the Holy Land Tour. And I will be having a podcast with Stephen. He is the one that Jason had mentioned. He has gone to school in Israel. He's lived in Israel. And he has some unique stories and experiences that he will share with us. And today I got on my desk a Gems of the Arabian Peninsula. So there's a lot of things going on, a lot of tours and cruises. More ships are opening up. There's new ships. The cruise industry is really beginning to get even busier. It's actually been quite busy, but it's going to get even busier. It will be more expensive. I think if you want to go on a cruise, you need to book it now. You need to make sure, though, that you have insurance. I wouldn't travel today, go on a cruise, or do anything without insurance. Be flexible, and I call it the 4Gs. That's make sure you get informed, you have all of your required docs, so you get all your required docs. And I recommend the STEP program. That is a terrific, if you're going to leave the country, I just recommend the STEP. It's STEP. You can enroll in it on the government website, and it's easy to do. Oh crap, I messed that up. Travel.state.gov, that's where it is. Go to travel.state.gov and enroll in the STEP program. That tells our country where you are, what countries you'll be in, what days you'll be there, and where you are. Should anything happen, it'll be a lot easier to help you. So I recommend that you do that, and then get insured and get vaccinated.
And don't forget that you can look in the description below for the links to the various trips that Jodelle has talked about throughout here, Pioneer Woman, and so many amazing trips. I mean, come on, we can't even really narrow it down. Don't worry. We're going to have links below. You'll be able to take a look at them. And once again, Jodelle, as always, thank you so much. I love talking about travel. And if you are interested in booking a vacation, booking a cruise, not really any better place to go than HaveTravel-Memories. So until next time, Jodelle, it's been a pleasure, and I hope you all get to travel. Toodles.